Explorers, Keto Explorer here, and you see me in the kitchen so you know what time it is. It is another cooking with me experience. So today we're going to cook another meal from the Spicery. We're going to explore the globe in my kitchen again. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you what meal I'm making, a little bit about the meal and where it comes from, the spices, show you the ingredients, and then I'm going to go step by step the instructions on how to make this meal. And if you want to learn more about what the Spicery is, you can see my first video from the Spicery linked down below in the description box. Now let's get into it. And just to let you know, I am Keto Explorer, and here on my channel I talk about all things travel, photography, and sustainability. So for real, let's get on into this cooking experience. So what are we cooking today? I am excited because I went to this country back in 2018 and I thoroughly enjoyed South Africa. So today we are cooking South African Bobotie with Carrot Sambal and Koeksisters. You know, I can't pronounce every word, so hopefully that's correct. So inside we have the instructions, and there are about 8 instructions here. It also has 2 out of 5 peppers for spice, so it's kind of on the lower end, not that hot. It takes 15 minutes to prep, 1 hour and 20 minutes to cook. And here is what the meal should look like up here in this corner. Yes. So let me tell you about this meal. In this meal, we've got some delicious dishes from South Africa. For the main event, Bobotie, best described as a sort of South African curry version of moussaka. It has a mixed heritage. The meat is thought to have been introduced by the Dutch. The curry flavors are of Indian origin, and the presentation is rather like a British cottage pie. On the side, we've got a speedy version of a Blatjang, a Cape Malay spiced apricot chutney, and a refreshing and tangy carrot salad. Finally, we've got Koeksisters, South Africa's answer to the donut, which literally translates as cake sizzler, flavored with aniseed and drenched in a syrup of cassia and orange. So let me pull out the spices that we're going to be cooking with today. So with every meal, they always send a free sample. The free sample of this meal is the shumola blend. Now the rest of the spices we will be using today in today's cooking experience. We have the sambal spices, the Blatjang spices, bay leaves, topping spices, aniseed, syrup spices, and lastly, the ground spices. All right, so now let me take you over to the ingredients. Okay, so let's go over all the ingredients we will need for this meal. So first up, you need about 500 grams of lamb or beef mince, and that's about a pound. I don't do beef or lamb, so I got ground turkey. Next up, you need 2 carrots, large carrots, peeled and coarsely grated. You need 1 large onion, and that needs to be finely chopped. You need 2 lemons. I forgot to buy an extra lemon, so luckily this one's kind of big. I'll have to make do with just this one, but you technically need 2. You need 25 grams of butter, 450 milliliters of milk, any type. You need 100 milliliters of double cream, plus a little extra to be served with dessert. So you'll need a little more than 100 milliliters. You'll need 3 eggs, any size. You'll need 50 grams raisins or sultanas. You'll need 200 grams of apricot jam, 100 grams of self-rising flour, 80 grams of sugar, 2 slices of white bread. I don't eat white bread, and since I had to get a whole loaf of bread, I was like, I'm getting what I like. So I have honey wheat bread. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of desiccated coconut, and this is actually optional. And another optional thing is rice. So I keep rice, so I have some more jasmine rice that I'll use. And lastly, you need oil for frying. Sunflower or vegetable oil is best. So these are all the things we need for today's meal. Now let's get into cooking. So first up, we're working on the Bobotie. You're going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius or about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to go over and soak the bread in 125 milliliters of milk. Lastly, we will fry the onion in the butter and 1 tablespoon oil for 10 minutes or until soft and translucent. We are off to the next step, which is for the Blatjang. We are going to simmer 150 grams apricot jam with the juice of half a lemon. Remember, I only have 1 lemon, so I'm going to use 1/4 of a lemon, 100 milliliters of water, the Blatjang spices, and a pinch of salt for 10 minutes or until rich and thick, stirring occasionally, and once it's done, you'll leave to one side. Okay, in step 3, we're going back to the bobotie, and we're going to start off by adding the garlic to the softened onion mixture and cook for 1 minute or until soft. After the minute, you're going to stir in the minced meat, ground spices, and 1 teaspoon salt, then fry for 10 minutes or until the mince has browned all over, breaking it up a bit as it cooks. Now we're going to mash up the soaked bread to a coarse paste and stir into the browned mince with the raisins, juice of a half a lemon, and in my case, only 1/4 of a lemon, and 1 of the eggs. You'll mix until fully combined and then put into an oven-proof dish. Now we're going to mix the remaining 2 eggs with 250 milliliters milk, the cream, topping spices, and a 1/4 teaspoon salt. Now we're going to pour the mixture over the top of the minced mixture, place the bay leaves on top, then bake for 45 minutes or until the topping is golden brown and set with a slight wobble. Next up is step 4, which is for the carrot sambal. You're going to mix the carrots with the juice of half a lemon. Remember again, I only have 1/4, with the sambal spices and a pinch of salt, and leave to one side. Okay, next up on to step 5, which is cook the rice now if you decide you want to have some, which I do, so I'm making my rice. We are off to the last and final step before we get to try this delicious food, which is for the Koeksisters. First off, you're going to start by mixing the flour with the remaining 75 milliliters milk, 2 tablespoons sugar, and aniseed to a soft dough.
Now we're going to simmer the remaining 50 grams apricot jam with the juice of the remaining lemon, half lemon, or a fourth lemon in my case, remaining 50 grams sugar, 50 milliliters water, and the syrup spices for 5 minutes or until thick and syrupy. Then strain into a bowl, discarding the syrup spices, and leave to one side. We will soon be deep frying the Koeksisters, so I want to heat the oil so it can be ready. Now we're going to divide the dough into 12 equal sized pieces. Roll each piece in the flour and then into a small sausage shape about 8 centimeters long and about 1 to 2 centimeters wide. I left them into a ball because I just didn't read that part, but they still tasted really good. So, hey, make them the shape you want them to be. So we're carefully heating the 3 centimeters oil in a deep frying pan. And you can test to see if the oil is ready by dropping a small piece of the dough into the oil, and it will sizzle and immediately float to the top of the surface when the oil is ready. When it's ready, you're going to carefully drop the dough, sausages or balls in my case, into the hot oil. Then fry for 5 minutes or until golden brown all over and cook through. And if your pot is small that you're frying in, you may have to do this in batches. Once you finish frying them, you're going to drain on kitchen paper. Like I said, I am done with making these and frying these, so I'm draining them on kitchen paper, and then I'm going to stir them into the strained syrup while they're still hot and make sure they're fully coated. And if you want to, after you dip them into the syrup sauce, you can add the coconut on top, and when you get ready to serve the Koeksisters, you can actually drizzle them with cream on top.
Okay, I am finished cooking this wonderful South African meal. This is, again, the South African Bobotie with Carrot Sambal and Koeksisters. Can't say that word. But let's go over each of the dishes, and then I'll show you what my plate looks like when I sit down to have a meal, and I'll tell you how everything tastes. All right, so first up is the Bobotie, I'm not sure how you say it. It looks really good. I was impressed when I put it in the oven. So this is how it looks. Let's taste. Wow, that is delicious. That is really good. Really good. This is rice. I mean, I'm gonna taste it because I feel like rice has to go with this meal. But here's rice. Next up is the Carrot Sambal. I'm not a big fan of carrots, so hopefully this tastes. It's all right. I'll have to pair it with the rice to kind of take the tone down of it. This is, I don't want to tip it too much, but this is the Blatjang. As you can see, it's kind of like a syrup because this is where the apricot was in. So I'm gonna take a taste of it. It's pretty good. And then lastly, I'm gonna take this small one that I messed up. These are the Koeksisters. As you can see, looks really good. The coconut is optional. I know some people don't like coconut, so you don't have to put it on. All of that is really good. So as I continue crunching on this, Let's take a look at my plate and then put all together.
So here's my plate. I don't know why I put this so close to each other. Like I don't have all this room. Could have used a smaller plate. There's not much of the carrot stuff, so I just put a little on the plate. I'm not too sure where the sauce goes. I'm just gonna try it here. And then of course over here I have the dessert. Yummy, that looks really good.
If you enjoyed cooking with me this South African meal today, make sure you hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. It is free for you to do so, and it helps me provide more and better content to you in the future. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you leave any questions or comments you have down below about the Spicery subscription boxes or about this meal. Make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and social media networks. And make sure you head on over to kitatheexplorer.darkroom.tech, and I'll leave the link down below where you can get you different itineraries. And I just put up my itinerary from Paris and London. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye.